Belief. Beliefs are strong. Today, I'd like to talk about the power of believing in yourself. When you come up against the naysayers, the ones that say you can't do it. I have 2 times in my life where I beat the naysayers and I handed it to them. 2 times in my life where I was told specifically that I couldn't do something, and I went ahead and not only did it, but I ran with it. The first was when I was in high school, and I believe it was 10th grade, and I was taking sequential math 2. I was going after a New York State Regents diploma, which required this math class. And the teacher told me I wasn't smart enough for his class, forced me to drop down into integrated math 2, which wasn't going to do it. I couldn't reach my goal with that. Although disappointed and downright angry and pissed off, I did what I had to do. I dropped down for that year. The very next year, I took sequential math 2 again with a different teacher. You know what? I may not have had the greatest grade. I think it was probably a C that I passed with, but I passed the class. I did it as a big F-U to the teacher that told me I couldn't. I passed it with a different teacher. You know what that told me? I was a student who was willing to learn, who had a goal, and this teacher didn't believe in me. This teacher, for whatever reason, didn't even make the effort. So here I stand today. I graduated in 1994 with a New York State Regents diploma, despite this teacher who tried to put a nook in my plans by telling me I wasn't smart enough to take his class. I passed it with someone else. It says more about him than it says about me. Yeah, what a great teacher he was. Huge inspiration. He's like at the bottom of my list of teachers. Probably one of the worst teachers I ever had because he didn't believe in his student. And you get back the results you put in. That was number one. Now, the second major time in my life that this has come up was in 1999. Yeah, 1999. It was July. It was my 3rd day working as an automotive technician at Firestone, and I knew absolutely nothing about cars back then. I got a job in the automotive field knowing next to nothing about automotive work. Learned everything on the job. So here it was, my 3rd day in. I had this amazing work ethic. I was always a good hard worker. I worked a family farm before that. I worked in Little Caesars before that. All hands-on physical labor. So I knew I could do physical labor. And I knew I could learn to do this too, given half a chance. But my 3rd day, the end of my 3rd day, I don't blame my boss. It took me all afternoon to mount and balance 4 tires. But he comes up to me after the 3rd day, and he looks me dead in the eye, and he says, "You know what? I don't think you're cut out for this. I think you should quit." And man, did that hit hard. I went home thinking, he's right. It took me all afternoon to mount and balance 4 tires. It shouldn't take that long. I was like, I'm not cut out for this. I'm like, wow, maybe I should quit. And then another thought hit me. I was like, wait a minute. He wants me gone so bad. I was like, he's the boss. He could just fire me. I was like, he didn't fire me. It's like, you know what? As long as he didn't fire me, I'm going to go back in there the next day. I'm going to do my best to see what happens. So I went back, and I kept going back. And he never said those words to me again. He never fired me. And this was in July, and by December, he asked me to take a ride with him to the bank to make the deposit. And we had a conversation. He told me, you know, you first started here, I didn't think you were going to make it. He goes, now I'm short-handed, and you're one of the best guys I got. I can't afford to lose you. He moved me to a full-time position and gave me a $3 raise after working there for probably 5 months. 5 months turned into 22 years. The same job, same career. 22 years because while he might not have believed in me then, I did. So the point of all this, whatever you want to do in your life, whatever you feel called to, if you know you can do it and someone says you can't, just go ahead and do it. Do the thing you know you can do. Do the thing you were meant to do. It doesn't matter how many people say you can't or think you can't. Do it to spite them. Do it because you know better and because you want it, because you have that drive. It'll get you further in life than you'd possibly imagine. It's gotten me further than I ever thought I would. And I continue to do that. I just drive in the direction that I need to go. Where I wind up, it's a better place because of it. So don't forget the power of belief and believing in the right things, believing yourself, even when no one else does. See what happens.